Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to revise recent questions that were examined under the topic of factorization. Factorization is reverse process of expanding brackets. To factorize an expression fully means to put it in brackets by taking out the highest common factor. At O level, we are supposed to be able to factorize expression with two terms that is known as binomial, three terms which is known as trinomial, and also the expression with four terms. We are going to extract such kind of questions from most recent question papers, that is from November 2021 to November 2023. We are going to use both Maths paper 1 and Maths paper 2. So I have 8 question papers here, since in 2021 and 2022 there were no June exams due to COVID. So let us start with the expression with two terms. We are going to start with Maths paper 2, November 2023. The question on factorization was on number 4b. The first part is saying factorize completely 8ab plus 6ab squared. So the first step is we need to factor out highest common factor of 8ab plus 6ab squared. We are going to factor out 2ab. So we factor out 2ab because it is the highest common factor of 8ab plus 6ab squared. And then after that we say 8ab divided by 2ab, we are going to obtain 4. And then if we say 6ab squared divided by 2ab, we are going to obtain 3b. So this is going to be our final answer. The question carried out 1 mark, so by doing this you obtain the 1 mark on number 4b part 1. Let us move on to number 4b part 2, which is saying 18t squared minus 2, and the question is having 2 marks. So we are having 18t squared minus 2. We need to find the highest common factor of the two terms, which is 2, and we factor it out. We say 2 into 18, we get 9t squared minus 1. If we say 2 into 2, we get minus 1. And then we need to factorize 9t squared minus 1 further. It is a difference between two squares. So we are going to write 2. When factorizing the difference between two squares, we need to find the square root of each and every term that is inside the bracket. So we open the bracket, we write the square root of 9t squared, which is 3t, and we say minus the square root of 1 is 1. We close the bracket. We open another bracket, we say square root of 9t squared is 3t. And this time we need to change the sign. Instead of writing minus, we are going to write positive sign. And then we say the square root of 1 is 1. So this is how you obtain all the 2 marks on number 4b part 2 of November 2023. We are going to extract the second question in November 2002, Maths paper 1. In November 2022, we are having the factorization of an expression with two terms. It is on number 14a. It is reading 36p to the power of 4 minus 4q squared. That is the expression that we want to factorize. The first step is we need to factor out the highest common factor of 36 p to the power of 4 minus 4q squared. So the highest common factor is 4. And then we say 36p to the power of 4 divided by 4, we are going to get 9. And then 4 into 4, it is 1. So we are going to have 9 minus q squared. And now we have a difference between two squares inside the bracket. So we need to factorize further. So here we are going to say 4. We open a new bracket. Then we say the square root of 9 is 3 minus the square root of q squared is q. We close the bracket. We open another bracket. We write the square root of 9. It is 3. Here we need to change the sign to be positive. And the square root of q squared is q. By doing this, you obtain all the 3 marks on November 2022. Question number 14a. Let us move on to the next question. We are going to extract our third question from June 2023, Maths Paper 2. The expression with two terms was on number 3b, part 2, which is saying factorize completely p to the power of 3 minus 16p. We need to factor out the highest common factor, which is p, and then we say p to the power of 3 divided by p, we get p squared, minus 16p divided by p, we get minus 16. We need to factorize p squared minus 16 further, since it is a difference between two squares. So here we are going to write p. The square root of p squared is p minus square root of 14 of 16 is 4. We open another bracket. Square root of p squared is p. We need to change the sign so that it is going to be positive. And the square root of 16 is 4. So this is going to be our final answer. By doing this, you obtain all the 2 marks on June 2023, number 3b, part 2. Finally, on expressions with two terms, we are going to use number 9a of June 2020, Maths Paper 2. It is saying factorize completely x squared minus 4. It is a difference between two squares. So here we are having x squared minus 4. The square root of x squared is x minus the square root of 4 is 2. We open another bracket. Square root of x squared is x. We need to change the sign. The square root of 4 is 2. So by doing this, we have managed to factorize x squared minus 4. And then we want to move on to factorizing an expression with 3 terms. We are going to use again the question that was in June 2020 on number 9a part 2, which is saying x squared minus 5x plus 6. When factorizing a trinomial, what you need to do is you first need to multiply these two numbers that are at the edge. If you say x squared times 6, you are going to get 6x squared. And then after that, we need to find 2 factors of 6x squared, which when we add, we get minus 5x. When we multiply, we get 6x squared. We are going to use minus 3x plus minus 2x. If we say minus 3x minus 2x, we get minus 5x. If we say minus 3x times minus 2x, we get positive 6x squared. After finding these 2 factors, the next step is of rewriting minus 5x as minus 3x minus 2x. So we write x squared minus 3x minus 2x plus 6. And then we factorize in groups. For this first 2, the highest common factor is x. We factor it out. And then we say x squared divided by x, we get x. Minus 3x divided by x, we get minus 3. And for these two terms, the highest common factor is minus 2. We factor it out. Minus 2x divided by minus 2, we get positive x. 6 divided by minus 2, we get minus 3. And then we are going to write x minus 3 times x minus 2. There's no need to write this x minus 3 twice. So our final answer is going to be x minus 3, x minus 2. We are going to extract another question of factorizing a trinomial from November 2023, maths paper 1. The expression with 3 terms in November 2023 was on number 20B. The question was 30 minus 3x minus 6x squared. That was the question. So we are having 30 minus 3x minus 6x squared. What we need to do here is we need to factor out the highest common factor, which is 3, for all the 3 terms. So if we say 3 into 30, we get 10. 3 into minus 3x, we get minus 1x. Minus 6x squared divided by 3, we are going to obtain minus 2x squared. And then after this, we need to factorize what is inside the bracket. So it is a trinomial. We are going to say 10 times minus 2x squared, we get minus 20x squared. And then we need to look for 2 factors of minus 20x squared, which when we add, we get minus x. We are going to have minus 5x plus 4x. If we say minus 5 plus 4, we get minus 1. Minus 5 times 4, we get minus 20. So we write 3. We need to rewrite minus x is minus 5x plus 4x. And we write minus 2x squared. And then after that, we write 3 here. We factorize in group. For the first 2 terms, the highest common factor is 5. We factor it out. 10 divided by 5, we get 2. Minus 5x divided by 5, we get minus x. And then for this group, the highest common factor is 2x. Factor it out. 4x divided by 2x, we get 2. Minus 2x squared divided by 2, we get minus x. So we are going to write 3. We take this 5 plus 2x, and then we write 2 minus x. This is going to be our final answer on the trinomial that was in November 2023. We want to move on to an expression with 4 terms. We are going to use the question that was in June 2023, number 3B, part 1. It is saying 10m squared minus tr minus 2mt plus 5mr. We are supposed to factorize completely. On this question, we can't factorize without rearranging, because if we want to factorize 10m squared in tr, they don't have common factors to factor out. So it is very necessary to rearrange this expression. So to rearrange, we are going to say 10m squared, and then we take this minus 2mt. We write our minus 2mt here. And then we need to write plus 5mr minus tr. And then after this, we can now factorize in group. For the first group, the highest common factor is 2m. We factor it out. And then we say 10m squared divided by 2m, we get 5m. And then minus 2mt divided by 2m, we get minus t. And then for the next group, the highest common factor is r. We factor it out. And then we say 5mr divided by r, we get 5m. minus tr divided by r, we get minus t. So our final answer is going to be 5m minus t times 2m plus r. This is how we are going to factorize this expression. The next question which we are going to factorize was on number 14b of November 2022. It is saying 10my plus 15ny plus 6m plus 9n. So this one can be factorized without doing the rearrangement. So the first two terms, the highest common factor is 5y. We factor it out. We say 10my divided by 5y, we get 2m. And then 15ny divided by 5y, we get plus 3n. And then for these two, the highest common factor is 3. 6m divided by 3, we get 2m. 9n divided by 3, we get 3n. So it implies that our final answer is going to be 2m plus 3n multiplied by 5y plus 3. This is going to be our final answer on number 14b of November 2022. We are going to factorize also the question that was in November 2021. It was on number 5d, which is saying factorize completely 3a minus 2bc plus 3c minus 2ac. This question requires us to rearrange, because if we look at 3a minus 2bc, there is no common factor of the two terms, so there is need to rearrange. We are going to say 3a, we take this minus 2ac, and then we write plus 3b minus 2bc, and then we now need to factorize in group. For the first group, the highest common factor is a. We factor it out. We say 3a divided by a, we get 3, minus 2ac divided by a, we get minus 2c. And then for this group, the highest common factor is b. We factor it out. We say 3b divided by b, we get 3, minus 2bc divided by b, we get minus 2c. So it implies that our final answer is going to be 3 minus 2c times a plus b. When I was doing binomials, I didn't work this question that was in November 2021. It is saying 63 minus 7p squared. Let me work it. It was carrying 3 marks. So here we need to factor out the highest common factor, which is 7. And we say 63 divided by 7, we get 9. Minus 7p squared divided by 7, we get p squared. This is a difference between two squares, so we need to factorize it further. The square root of 9 is 3, minus the square root of p squared, which is p. We'll open another bracket. Square root of 9 is 3. We need to change the sign to be positive here. And then the square root of p squared is p. So it means that our final answer is going to be 7 times 3 minus p times 3 plus p. Last question which we are going to revise today was examined in November 2021 on number 9. It is saying factorize completely x squared times y plus 1 minus y minus 1. So we first need to expand the bracket so that if we say x squared times y plus 1, we get x squared y plus x squared minus y minus 1. And then after that, we need to factorize in group. So if we factorize x squared y plus x squared, we get x squared times y plus 1. And then if we factorize minus y minus 1, the highest common factor is minus 1. We factor it out so that we are going to have minus 1 times y plus 1. And then after that, we now have common factor, which is y plus 1, and x squared minus 1. So we write x squared minus 1 times y plus 1. And this x squared minus 1 need to be factorized further so that it is going to be x plus 1, x plus 1, x plus 1, x minus 1, since it is a difference between two squares. So our final answer is going to be x plus 1, x minus 1, y plus 1. Thank you so much, guys, for following me on this channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my videos. I love you all. This is Eve signing out.